Alright, so tonight's video we're gonna be talking about relationship dynamics, you know what I'm saying? So what's going on is we're trying to create individuals that's very strong mentally out here today. This is a part of evolution, so what we want to do is when an error occurs in relationships, we want to make sure we know how to go about it and navigate these problems the right way, so we won't have to see too much domestic violence or broken families and things of that nature, you know what I'm saying? Because it's all about unity. Division is not the way. Unity is the way. I don't care if it's mama, daddy, or blended families, brother, sister, whatever the case may be, we want to go about it the right way. So let's talk about it. So when an error occurs, we want to look at it from a data analytical point of view, meaning what was broken or wrong can be fixed and we can stay unified. So let's say when I mess up, right, I want to take a step back, ask myself, how can I fix this? How may I fix this, right? So most of the times, communication and consideration is key. So let's look at it like this. What is communication? Communication is problem to solution based. All right. So when we communicating, we want to look at the problem. We want to look for a solution, communicate to try to find a solution. And then we want to base our communication off of, okay, this is the solution to the problem. So what happens a lot of times during these communicative states is we wind up going back to doing the same problematic behavior. So we don't want to have to go back to those same, we don't want the trajectory of things to go back to the same problems, because now we're having recycled conversations, right? So we want to avoid recycled conversations. So an example, okay, so how can I fix this? What I did wrong, right? What is the proper response to how I can fix this? We don't want to be reactive. You know what I'm saying? That's a duality. I'm gonna throw a lot of dualities out there with this one too. So it's reaction versus response, right? So we want to make sure that we responding from the right place. I did a video on it earlier, of the duality of react versus respond. So you can go look at that video, you can understand that, and then tap back into this. So let's just go ahead and get right into it. So step one, identify the error. What happened? See, this is from a data analytical point of view. You can look at this you want to look at it from an unbiased approach. So you don't want to point any fingers. You just want to look at what actually the problem was. Okay, this was the problem. You don't like this, I did that. Or I don't like this, you did that. But we're not pointing our fingers. You know what I'm saying? So now we done figured out the problem. So we want to determine what the root cause of that problem really is, right? So was it, I'm sorry to have to say this, but this is just the truth. So was it unhealed traumas? Was it a lack of awareness and a lack of vulnerability? Was it fear? Was it mistrust? See, fear, a lot of times, a lot of people, we really don't know how to navigate fear. Fear is a lot of times based on anxieties, trying to over control the situation, running from a problem, you know what I'm saying? Running from a problem is actually causing a problem. Just think about that. So mistrust. So a lot of times in relationships, so when you don't trust somebody, you unwilling to submit to their issues, you know what I'm saying? So now they can't control you. You see what I'm saying? You have no respect for them. So all because you don't lost trust for them, you don't want to respect them. You don't want to submit to whatever they want you to do. They can't control you at that point. So now what happens? Distance winds up happening. So that distance is causing a division. So we want to avoid the division. So we want to understand, we want to have this is where communication comes into place. We want to make sure that we're communicating properly so we don't have to mistrust each other. We want to speak on it in advance. All right. So, and remember that first one I said, unhealed traumas. That's a real thing. So that's getting to when we talk about unhealed traumas, we're really going deeper than surface level. Now we got to really tap into something deep. This could be childhood traumas, past relationships. It's a lot of different things you can look at that leads up to why a person acts the way they act. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times some people don't even like talking. They don't like communicating. Where does that come from? When they was a child, they always get told to shut up. Were they not allowed to talk like that? So every time they talk, they got slapped in their face. You never know. You want to understand why. You want to give them permission to be able to communicate openly without getting attacked. You see what I'm saying? And be able to speak truthfully. A lot of times you catch people who lie a lot, and you wonder, you pointing fingers at them, like, oh, you lie all the time. Why do they lie? Some people lie to protect themselves. Not saying it's okay. I'm just saying we want to understand why people do these things. We want to give them a reason to trust us. See what I'm saying? Because now when they don't trust us, now you're looking at it like, okay, So they don't trust us. So this is causing a disrespect, right? So now because of the disrespect, now it becomes a tit for tat scenario. Now it's like, oh, they think shit's sweet. They think shit's sweet. Crash out mode, you know what I'm saying? And we don't want to wind up doing any of that. So we want to determine the root cause so we can get to the solution of the problem. From a peaceful point of view, understand peace is the way. Anytime it's leading to anger, we're going to do two things with anger. We either burning bridges or setting boundaries. So because we're trying to stay unified, we're going to set the boundary. And now that we was able to communicate and set the boundary, we don't want to overstep each other's boundaries because why? We respect each other. You see what I'm saying? That's how that goes. So implement the fix. Like I said, communication is key. Solution-based, silent treatment is weak. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to, especially grown men. So we don't want grown men out here feeling like they got to be quiet. You want to be able to communicate respectfully, you know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, that's childish, you know what I'm saying? So we want to, okay, you don't want to look at your partner like they on some childish type time. You want to help them grow up if that's somebody you truly love, right? You want to be able to love and respect them. So you want to help them grow up in that way. Let them know, like, look, we can't go about it this way no more. And that right there comes from having a level of compassion if you love them. See what I'm saying? Now, if you don't love them, you ain't got no compassion for them, you don't respect them, then maybe you shouldn't be around them. You stop entertaining them because you're making yourself look like a goofy at this point. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't want putting up with that. But you don't even like them like that. So you need to move around. Because since you understand these dynamics and they can't seem to understand it, let them go figure that out or help them figure it out. So we're going to look at it from that point of view. We're going to stop pointing fingers. We're going to start pointing fingers at ourselves and look at, okay, maybe I can fix this scenario. Maybe I can be the Superman, the Superwoman to come, whatever the case, and come make things better. See what I'm saying? So silent treatment is weak, childish, or unhealed traumas, right? So even though I'm saying words like it's weak, that just means weak-minded. When I'm saying things like childish, that just means a childlike mentality. When I'm saying unhealed traumas, that means it's stemming from something that's not surface level. It's deeper than that. I'm not trying to point fingers. I'm just telling you what it is. And this is just the wordplay I got to use to make sure it really trigger you so you understand, like, okay, I may have this. It's triggering you. So that means I'm poking. It seems like I'm poking at you, but I'm not really poking at you. I'm tapping you on the shoulder, letting you know, hey, you got some on your shoulder. Oh, I didn't even know that was there. Thank you for letting me know that. I'm not poking at you. You know what I'm saying? When you poking at somebody, now you're trying to bully them. And we don't do bullies. We don't like bullies around here. So let's move forward. That was how to implement the fix. You know what I'm saying? That's how you want to work on fixing the problems. You know what I'm saying? So now we're going to tap into communication and understanding. So we've been talking about communication a lot now, right? So a lot of times people don't understand how to communicate. People don't understand how to find understanding. You know what I'm saying? So let's look at it like this. Practice active listening. What is practicing active listening? That means I'm listening to you and I'm not allowing them ants to come in. What are ants? Ants are automatic negative thoughts. Ants, A-N-T, automatic negative thoughts. We don't want to allow automatic negative thoughts to come in. We're supposed to be listening. Because now instead of listening, we don't allow thoughts to float in. So now you did all this talking, and guess what? I ain't got nothing to say but some negativity that's based off of a memory that I got that was based off of not even the truth. 50% of the time it wasn't even true. What my negative thoughts came from, 50% of the time it's not even true. Because I never communicated and figured it out. That's just what I thought. That's just how I felt. Why? Based on some unhealed traumas from a past relationship, situationship, childhood traumas, we don't know. You got to get to the bottom of that. That's why I say do shadow work, but not everybody do shadow work. So now we got to communicate because everybody don't want to tap into their spirituality. You know, see me, you know who I am. So we're going to go about it this way because we can't always go look in the mirror at ourselves. We can't always get the pen and the pad out and go write about it. So we get to just talk about it because why? We got to work every day. We got to take care of our kids. We got to take care of business. We ain't got time to be doing all that. So this is how we're going to do it. So practice active listening. Focus on understanding perspectives. All right, I don't know what the camera just did there, but focus on understanding perspectives. So when I say words like understanding, it's understanding versus confusion. If anything has you confused, you want to ask questions until you have a good understanding. We got something called the 5 whys to get to the solution of a problem, right? So why did this happen? Okay, well, why did that happen? Well, why was that? And why was that? And why was that? Most likely, you won't even have to get to the 5th why. You already been found understanding. So, and this is just understanding perspectives. That means that I might be thinking like this, you might be thinking like this. So we thinking differently about the same thing. So I want to know why you thinking like that, or you want to know why I'm thinking like that. You know what I'm saying? Let me tell you why I'm thinking like that. But hold on. So my bad, a phone call come in. This is more important. So use I statements. That's number 2. Use I statements. Talk about your feelings and needs without placing blame. Instead of saying you did this, you did that, you did this. Say, I feel like this. This is why I did this. This is why I did this. Not, well, you did this, so that's why this happened. Or you did. You get what I'm saying? Stop pointing fingers. Stop blaming others all the time, and start just addressing why you acted the way you acted. And now you can get in room to think about, like, okay, I understand that. I get it. You know what I'm saying? So stop always pointing fingers. That's just what that is. So, all right, we back. Technical difficulties, we're gonna call it that. So next we got acknowledge and validate feelings. All right, so let your partner know that their feelings make sense to you. You know what I'm saying? Now, even if you don't agree, let your partner know that you understand where they coming from. All right, so even though you don't agree, we can agree to disagree, but I understand where you're coming from. You feel me? So that's what that is. So we can agree to disagree. All right, so next, ask questions to understand. I just talked about that. You know what I'm saying? Because that's understanding versus confusion right there. See, I'm already getting ahead of myself. So you don't want to be left in confusion during communication. Anytime you feel like, okay, now I'm saying you like, okay, you know how you talk to somebody and they just be like, yeah, I feel you. Do you really understand where I'm coming from? Or you just saying you understand because you trying to get away from the conversation? See, that's just as bad as silent treatment. If you lying to yourself saying that you comprehend where I'm coming from, but you really don't. You really don't. So we don't want to have to treat you like, we don't want to have to treat our partner or whoever the case may be in the scenario that we're talking about. We don't want to have to treat you like a child. You know what I'm saying? And be like, well, what am I talking about? Explain it to me. Just let me know if you don't fully understand. Just let me know. So then we can find understanding and get to the nitty-gritty of it, all right? So let's move forward. So taking responsibility and repairing harm. This gonna be a little deep right here, because see, a lot of people, they got that big ego. They don't want to take no responsibility. They don't want to say that, you know what, maybe it was me, maybe it wasn't you. You know what I'm saying? That's that ego right there. You gotta put that pride to the side. When you love somebody, put your pride to the side. For real though. Show up. When you show up, that's really, you think you're showing up for them, but you're actually showing up for yourself. Because I promise you, the more you do that, the more you're able to put your pride to the side, the more we can get to some truths. You know what I'm saying? That's longevity right there. That's unity right there. People gonna respect you for that right there, because we don't trust that little negative ass ego. Excuse my language, but that's not what we're doing. So, step 1, apologize sincerely. Offer a genuine apology for the hurt you caused. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with apologize if you know you hurt somebody's feelings, whether you did it on purpose or not. Take responsibility for your actions and stop making excuses. Just like that. Stop making excuses. When you catch yourself about to make an excuse, be like, nope, I ain't gonna even do that. I'm just take responsibility. Why not? What you scared of? Why you can't take responsibility? Just think about it for a second. What's wrong with taking responsibility for your actions? Tell me. If you don't, I just feel like it's just being weak or unhealed traumas. You know what I'm saying? So maybe you took responsibility for something in the past and you didn't get acknowledgement and validation for doing that. So somewhere deep inside you told yourself you wasn't doing that no more. Now you need to be able to trust people again, taking responsibility. So you need to understand that you need to be able to, okay, let me try to take responsibility and see if I can trust them in that way. See what I'm saying? That's growth right there. Now, if they do something after you take responsibility that shows you that you can't trust them, you need to call them out on that. Like, look, I'm trusting you by taking responsibility, and you still trying to throw me under the bus. You know what I'm saying? Or recycling conversations. We talking about it again. I done opened up to you just for you to shut me down. That's bullying. Don't do that. We don't do that. I keep saying that. So we're not going to bully each other out here. For what? Go bully yourself. If anything, go talk to yourself about all your flaws and get on your own ass. Shoot my language. But if anything, I'm telling you, sometimes that's what needs to happen. You want to be hard on somebody, be hard on yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because ain't none of us perfect out here. Don't think that your boo boo don't stink. You know what I'm saying? So moving on. So take ownership of your part. That's what see. I'm getting ahead of myself. So accept that you have contributed to the problem, even if it's a small part. You know what I'm saying? And be willing to make changes. That's all it takes. Just be willing to make changes. You know, like acknowledgement, and be like, I'm willing to make changes. So next, address resentments. Talk openly about underlying issues and grudges. Resentment leads to hate. You need to know that. So if you feel any kind of resentment for your partner or whoever the case may be in the situation, you need to take a step back and be like, look, I love you. I don't want to have to resent you, because that's going to lead to me hating you. And me hating you is going to lead to me distancing myself or crashing out on you or some kind of consequences that I don't want to have to do. You're not going to like that. So, and that's a threat, to be honest with you. So we don't want to have to threaten nobody. So we want to uncover these resentments way early. You know what I'm saying? It starts with fear. Let's just say that. It's going to start with fear. When you catch yourself on with that anxiety kick in, or you catch yourself trying to control the scenario too much, or it's trying to silence all that, that's when the resentment start to kicking in right there. Those are like red flags for resentment that's about to show up. And then once that resentment show up, just know that when the resentment get to going on, that ball get to rolling for a little while, it's going to turn into hate. It's going to turn into hate. So talk openly about underlying issues and grudges. Like, I don't like when you do this. I don't like when you do that. I'm not saying, if you want to continue doing that, if that's what you got to be on to deal with me, let me know now, so I can move around before I have to commit some kind of consequences and make you feel bad. You know what I'm saying? And try and hurt you within or without, externally, internally, whatever. I don't want to have to hurt you. You know what I'm saying? Because I ain't gonna hurt myself. So resentment leads to hate. Like I said, let it go. We want to be able to just let it go. You know what I'm saying? But I can't let it go if you're gonna continue doing the same thing. So I'm gonna let you know what I don't like. But I ain't feeling it. I ain't feeling this is an issue for me. This is making me mad. So I'm communicating my boundary on it. And now I'm willing to let it go that you've done that. But if you overstep that boundary again, I'm gonna have to distance myself. For good reason. Not even just because I want to have to resent you. I'm doing that for me. You know what I'm saying? For good reason. So, and it's a duality. Sucking it up versus letting it go. If you sucking it up, that's going to be resentment. You letting it go, I can move forward and I can have self-esteem about myself and I can be confident about this relationship. All right? So, next, rebuilding and moving forward. You know what I'm saying? We get to the point where it's time to rebuild and move forward. Brick by brick, layer by layer. All right? And this is where it get good. And I think we kind of spoke about this stuff. You know, I be getting ahead of myself because I be on point. You know what I'm saying? So, and I ain't gonna lie, even though I be on point when it comes to teaching, when it comes to applying it, I ain't perfect. I'm not perfect. I promise you, practice makes perfect, but I'm not perfect. I mess up every day too, for real though. I talk a lot. I overthink, you know what I'm saying? I will overthink some stuff and then talk about it. What I was overthinking, I done created my own scenarios and things, and I done, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that right there do not come from, I'm gonna say that comes from a lack of self-esteem at times, because I don't trust myself in certain ways. I'm creating so many scenarios about myself that now I'm creating so many scenarios about other people. So that takes me to isolate myself. That's why you see me in hermit mode so much. I don't be around a lot of people because I overthink a lot of things. So I gotta constantly stay on me, keep me dialed in. And that's just me. That's just how I gotta go about my day. You know what I'm saying? Because I know myself so well. We're not all the same. These scenarios might work the same in every relationship, but as an individual, I don't think y'all was born on the same day I was born at the same exact time. You know what I'm saying? So let's go ahead and get through this. My phone's steady ringing. You know what I'm saying? So set boundaries. Establish clear boundaries together to create a sense of safety and mutual respect. That's self-explanatory. Establish clear boundaries together to create a sense of safety. Now we can trust each other, and mutual respect. Now we can respect each other. Because we trust each other, we can respect each other. Because when you don't trust, you don't respect. When you don't respect, you won't submit. When you won't submit, it's no control. And I ain't talking about over control. That's a form of fear. I'm talking about just having a balanced, controlled life. Like, can you do this for me? Can you do that for me? Not no resentment where, nah, I can't do nothing for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, mentally, that's how you saying it inside your head. Like, I can't do nothing for you. Whatever you want is what I don't want. See what I'm saying? That's how that work. That's how that work. I'm telling you. I'm gonna do the opposite of what you think you want. If you want me to do something for you, tell me what you don't want, and I'll do that. That's how that work. And we don't do it on purpose, but we do that. You know what I'm saying? And you can't say you don't. Every last one of us done it. I'm just, or then had somebody do them like that. So, number 2, spend quality time together. Intentionally create positive experiences and moments to rebuild your connection and intimacy. So, be mindful of this. Intentionally, intention and attention. Those are 2 separate words. Intentionally show attention to your partner positively so that now y'all can create dynamics of positive memories and now y'all can get back to loving each other. You get what I'm saying? So, I'm going to say how they said it on here though. Intentionally create positive experiences and moments to rebuild your connection and intimacy. You know what I'm saying? Intention and attention. You know what I'm saying? Get back to loving each other. You don't got all that fear and resentment. That's out the door. Because I'm telling you that love, next thing to love is joy. Next thing to joy is peace. You know what I'm saying? Love and happiness. Peace and joy. You get what I'm saying? For real though. That's how they go. That's how they go. So next, focus on solutions. Instead of getting stuck on problems, work together to find compromises and win-win solutions. You get what I'm saying? So we don't want to let a problem linger. We don't want to leave stones unturned. You know what I'm saying? Leave no stone, how the term goes say? We don't leave stones unturned, something like that. So basically, we don't want to, like, let's say you get into an argument in the morning before it's time to go to work. I'm not finna send you to work negative like that. I ain't finna mess your whole day up. Because look, if something happen to you at work, it's going to be on me. So we don't want to do that, right? So instead of getting stuck on problems, work together to find compromises. Compromise. That means we can agree to disagree or we can find some kind of understanding. You know what I'm saying? Win-win solutions. We both can win. We both can win. You ain't got to feel like you lost. I ain't got to feel like I lost. Compromise. That's what that means. So if all of those dynamics we just spoke on don't work for you guys, the last and final thing, seek professional help. That's therapy. You need therapy? Holla at your boy. I got you. I got the charts on deck. We can talk about emotions all day long. We can talk about these dynamics all day long. We can get to some nitty gritty. I can tell you if it's going to work, if it's not going to work. Straight like that. So, hold on. That ain't even the last thing because I got to talk about this. Being considerate. This for the men. This for the men, bro. Women want you to be considerate. They want you to be considerate of their feelings. You know what I'm saying? That's their active listening. They want you to pay full attention. They don't want you to be sitting there watching TV while they're trying to talk to you. They want you to look them in their eye. They don't care if you're staring them down mad. As long as you're looking at them, they happy. For real though. They just want to know that you're showing them attention. Because if you don't show them attention, they're going to find another nigga to show them attention, bro. That's how they go. For real. That's how they go. I'm telling you. Empathy. Try to understand emotions and feelings. Try to understand why they feel the way they feel. See, women, they feelings, they operate from their emotions and their opinions. You know what I'm saying? That's a feminine trait. We might operate from our facts and logic a lot more, but at the same time, we all got that balance. You know what I'm saying? We got to create balance in the household. So you want to have empathy for why they feel the way they feel. That's from finding understanding. So have good manners. Don't be being all rude. Don't be being rude to your partner, or your girl, or your wife. You know what I'm saying? Don't be being rude to her. She be in her feelings. Don't be rude to her and don't be all loud. There's other people around too. Don't nobody want to hear that. Nobody want to hear that. You know what I'm saying? Pipe down. Matter of fact, if you're a real man, calm, cool, and collected, that is the white. You know what I'm saying? Or you and your feelings and now you acting like a, you know what I'm saying? So, moving forward. Considerate words. Your wordplay got to be on point. You know what I'm saying? Your wordplay got to be on point. Think before you speak. That's reaction versus respond. You know what I'm saying? Reactions based on your emotions. Now you acting like a bitch. You know what I'm saying? But when you respond clearly, you know what I'm saying, from a calm place, you know what I'm saying? Now you can come up with a proper way of delivery to make sure that you get your point across and that you can stand on business with it and have a backbone about what you said and how you said it. And then I ain't talking about being silent, and I ain't talking about cussing people out. I'm talking about that middle ground. You know what I'm saying? That middle ground of balance, control. You know what I'm saying? Controlling yourself, not controlling nobody else. Controlling yourself. So, offer assistance when needed. helping others. You know, that's being considerate. That's just a form of being considerate, offering assistance when needed. And that's not even just relationships. That just go for a lot of different things in life. You know what I'm saying? You just want to be considerate of those around you. That's just being a good person. You know what I'm saying? Respect boundaries. I'm just going to wrap this up. Respect boundaries. Don't push someone to do something, right? So if you already know their boundaries, don't try to overstep their boundaries. We already said, if you overstep boundaries, that's a form of disrespect, especially if y'all already communicated on the boundary, you know what I'm saying? So now, when they distance themselves from you, don't be all mad. And because what's going to happen is you're going to get mad, and you're going to try to start playing tit for tat, pointing fingers, when you should have just been like, oh, I did do this, I did do that, right? Instead of saying, you did this, you did that. Now you acting like again, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, I'm not saying we don't all do it, because we all got feelings and opinions, you know what I'm saying? But that's not where you're supposed to live at. You're supposed to be facts and logic. You know what I'm saying? I'm giving it to you. Be punctual. Show respect for others' time. Have respect for other people's time. That's just self-explanatory. You got to use your imagination on that one. I don't even want to have to break that down. Just show respect for other people's time. Be punctual. So, show gratitude. See, gratitude is a big one. Gratitude is a big one. When you're able to show gratitude, that means that whatever they gave you, you was thankful for that. Why not be thankful for it? If somebody giving you anything, I don't care if they giving you $1, be thankful for that. Because if you don't, you're gonna stop getting that. You're gonna stop getting what you're not grateful for. Know that. Know that. That's one of God's laws. God made that law. He like, oh, you ain't grateful for what I'm giving you? And you ain't worked for it, you ain't earned it? Or if you did work for it and earn it, still be grateful. You know what I'm saying? Because it could have been given to somebody else. So just be grateful. Express appreciation. You know what I'm saying? For help or support. You know what I'm saying? For whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? Now, unless somebody just taking advantage of you. Don't let nobody take advantage of you. But show gratitude when necessary. And be mindful of noise levels. Consider others around you. I think I already spoke on that one. Yeah, I already spoke on that one. So, and be patient. You know what I'm saying? We got patience versus persistence. That's a duality. So, take a deep breath and remain calm, but still be an active listener and engaging in whatever the case may be, whatever you got. So that's having patience and persistence. No one to have one or the other. You know what I'm saying? And this is what's going to help us improve these relationships out here. I'm tapping out. Anybody need that professional help? Holla at your boy. I'm right here. I'll show you.